Big Boy
Big
Neighborhood.
Boy.
All righty now, man. Welcome to the neighborhood. We're going to go ahead and get uncut up in here. First on the slate, man, is the NBA logo. Now, there has been a petition as far as over 1 million signatures and counting.
It's like 2 million
where
already.
they want, oh, really?
And counting, 2 million and counting.
Yeah, they want Kobe Bryant to be the official patch that, the logo on NBA uniforms.
And they did a lot of mock-ups and renditions, and it actually looks really, really dope. And I think, like, I would sign this petition. I haven't yet, but I think I would too, because I think it'd be a dope idea. But even, like, researching more about it, and then I saw one blog that was like, Kobe will never get this logo. And I was like, why? So I kind of clicked on it. I'm looking at it, and it literally starts off with this. And this is why the NBA will never have a Kobe logo. Listen to this. The NBA won't even officially acknowledge that its current logo, which has been used since 1969, is based on former Lakers star Jerry West.
Damn. I
Bro,
thought we
that
all
was
knew
Jerry
that
West.
was Jerry West.
Yeah.
Yes, right? Everybody.
sure.
That's Jerry West. That's Jerry West on the logo. That's Jerry West on the logo. Here we go. This despite the fact that the logo's designer, Alan Siegel, has often said he used a picture of West as the inspiration for the design. But it doesn't matter. The NBA has never said its logo features a specific player.
Damn. I would think I can get you on likeness or some kind of shit.
That's what I'm saying. Now they're saying that Jerry West has never filed or gone after the NBA for his likeness
Nice
or
of
anything
him.
like that, because they never specifically said it was a specific player.
I'm wondering, man, if Vanessa or the Bryant estate or whatever it may be, if they would strike a deal with the NBA.
It's quite possibly that they could.
Yeah.
It just depends, I guess, on what the terms would be.
Yeah,
And
if,
of course-
if it's something that's a annual flat or something that's to charity,
To
or
charity would be
but
nice.
those
Oh, that
jerseys
would be
make a
dope.
lot of money.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying?
So much money. The
Even if
logo's
they just
worldwide.
did a Kobe run for a month.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? And those became collector's items, man. Those things
Yeah.
will sell completely out.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
This whole thing just makes perfect sense if you think about it. Like, they would have to pay Jerry
think
West
it's
for his
still-
likeness.
I think it's still early. Yeah, that's true. I think
So
it's
much
still
money.
early on to say that it won't happen for Kobe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
think they
saying?
will.
I think there's a possibility that it could still happen for Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
If it's more logistics and, they need to do something, then
Yeah.
I can see that can happen. I mean, the NBA does a lot of deals anyway, and I'm hoping that they wouldn't just, like, take Kobe's image and, and fuck him off. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Well, the one thing that, not the NBA, but Nike did do is they pulled off a lot of the Kobe.
but you know
Well,
what? Nike
they're
did
saying
merchandise,
they're
right?
saying now they're saying that they didn't pull
They
it
said
off,
that's
that it
just-
just sold out.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I thought they pulled it off.
No,
because-
they
Yeah.
came
Well, that's
back.
what the early reports
yeah.
were.
Oh.
They came back and they said they
And
didn't
you know
pull
what?
it. It
These
just
early
sold out.
reports and first, and it's crazy how people
Yeah.
rewrite history now. The picture of Kobe and Nipsey together, people thought that was a real picture.
Photoshopped.
Yeah, like what is it going to be when somebody go back to Google something? And you know what I'm saying? Like, people already like, is that really Jesus?
Yeah.
Is Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, can you imagine going back now 50 years and seeing these altered ass pictures? Let me tell you another thing that got me disgusted. Around King holiday, did y'all see any of them mock up King, like, flyers and shit? Like,
No.
with him with a blunt in his hand, or
No.
somebody doing a birthday party.
No.
And these motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
So when we go back and you Google history,
Yeah.
it's about to be all fucked up, man.
Whoever the lady was, I was talking about you had played it earlier about defending Kobe Bryant and stuff like that. But she said, like, what, like, she's a journalist, but what the fuck is journalism nowadays?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What is journalism
Yeah.
nowadays, bro?
Yeah, man.
What's the
you know
correct-
when you have Trump saying
Sorry.
everything is fake news, and when you
Yeah.
have everybody's a journalist now. Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody has a site. You know what I'm saying? And she doubled down on and damn. Did TMZ really announce Kobe Bryant's death before Vanessa knew?
That's fucking
Well, they did. I mean, I
horrible.
feel like that's how everybody found out.
I know
and
that's how I found
That's how
out.
we're finding out,
Yeah.
and it just really
Apparently,
sucks.
The officers got mad at TMZ and they scolded them. They're like, you guys shouldn't be doing anything like that. But then Harvey or somebody, one of his reps came out and they said, it's kind of our job.
It's
but
already
it's not
out.
right. Like, how did they get that information in the first place?
But they've been having the information on like so many different deaths. Like that's why you don't want to believe it when you see it on there. But they have because they pay off people, and sometimes it is the police officers that they pay off.
Hey,
So,
man, I
You don't know
remember
who
the
it
when,
first responders.
when Michael Jackson passed, right? I knew early on that Michael passed because, I just knew that Michael passed. And I'm sitting there looking and no one knows that Michael Jackson passed. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I called his brother, Jermaine Jackson. And Jermaine didn't pick up the phone, so I'm like, "Oh, Jermaine got to be going through." Because I wanted to do it like is this is true, but just see how he answered the phone. I was cool with Jermaine, so on and so forth. And Jermaine said the way that he found out was Larry King called him. Right? I would have called Jermaine before that. I'm so glad that this dude didn't pick up the phone, and it would have been my call asking about his brother Michael. You know what I'm saying? And TMZ, man. Do you have to fucking be first? Do you have to be before my wife?
Yeah.
Do you have to be before my mom? Is that what the fuck? Are you a fucking, a comment where you say first? Like, come on, man.
There has to be some kind of fucking regulations.
I'm hoping
with
that
ethics,
they didn't
bro.
do that. I'm hoping
Yeah.
they
It's
didn't
just
do
From
that.
what I read,
So
it just
sad.
sucks to like where our world has come to, where we are at right now. Like I think about it all the time, and even like when Nipsey passed, like all the videos that people were sharing, like why in the fuck would you put this up?
Yeah.
Like why would you put this up? Why would you put this video up of him on the ground, him being carried into the paramedics,
Yeah, man.
like in the ambulance? I'm sorry, like why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like why would anybody want to put that
I
up?
literally, when Nip passed, I took my kids off their phones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I took my kid, and then I don't even know if y'all seen this one where it was like somebody put crying, and it was this helicopter going down.
Yes,
Yes.
but it's not.
And one of my people sent that to me, and he's always pushes something to me that I'm like, that's not it. That's not true. That's not the one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if I didn't have a layer or, a pause or let me edit myself, I would be putting up this bullshit.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, for one, the crash site is literally on the other side of my house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know what that looks like.
Yeah.
And when I saw, like, it almost looked like the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, it did.
is the-
Yeah.
I was like, man, and now someone's going to Google that, and that's going to be the crash. And
I
then I saw something where somebody sent me, and, I don't even want to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? But just off air, just ask me about it. And I was just like,
I just even hate the crash site pictures.
Yeah.
Just
So bad.
seeing the helicopter in pieces. It's like, what else do you think people are now formulating in their head and those families? It's like, if that's how the plane was, like, what is your next thought?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
Like,
just,
there's
it's
just
horrible.
some things, man,
No empathy.
I don't want to see. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, even with Nip, I'm wondering, what did Lauren see? You know,
Yeah.
because there were things that I saw that I wish I didn't see.
Yep.
And then there were times when I remember we were in a neighborhood and we were like, don't look at it.
Yeah.
If you hadn't seen it, don't look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an image that goes into your head forever and a
Will
day.
never go
You know
away.
what I'm saying? For forever and a day, man. I did look at Shaq when he sat down and he talked about Kobe.
Yeah,
You
they
know what
did
I'm
that
saying?
special NBA on TNT because I believe they were going to be there for the Lakers Clippers game.
Yeah.
And instead, they decided to postpone that game, which I'm really glad that they did. They, I think this is what they put together. I think they were like, because the NBA and TNT, they don't cover every single game. They go to
Right.
specific games, and I think that was a specific game that they were going to all be in LA for. And so, Shaq, Charles, Dwayne Wade, they were all there. They had Rick Fox there as well,
Yeah.
and they were just talking.
And you know what was wild early on? People were putting Rick Fox on the
Yeah.
helicopter.
Yep.
And that's what happened, man. That day, everybody was all over the place. We were in our group text. This is what I'm hearing. This is, you know what I'm saying? And I remember even looking back when Nipsey passed, and I looked back at it. Have you went back on our group text?
No, not going back.
I went back on the group text and just watching all that unfold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The pain is still there. And then the hope that we had in our text
Yeah.
messages, and then knowing what it was after. And the same way with Kobe, man, you had so many, this person was on, this person wasn't, this, and I confirmed, and then,
with Nipsey, when I first saw it, because I feel like it came in the group, Nipsey got shot, right? And when I first read it, I just thought like, okay, he got shot like in his arm, his leg, like I didn't think for 1 second that it was fatal. I think like my mind automatically just went to like somewhere else on the body, right? And with Kobe, it was like an instant, Kobe's dead. Like there wasn't like any bit of hope. So immediately I went into like denial, like no. And then when I think you guys shared a picture of, it was a TMZ, right? I was like, oh my God, because TMZ hasn't been wrong about someone being dead. Like once it's on TMZ and that says that they're dead, like it's been the case that they have passed away. And it's just been really, really hard, to see that, and all the other families that have been involved that were in that helicopter ride as well. And again, you just can't imagine, the heartbreak and the devastation that Vanessa Bryant is going through, not only losing her husband, her soulmate, but her little girl, and then the mom and dad that were both together on that helicopter ride, that girl and boy that are now left without their parents, and the other mom that was on there. So it just, and it leaves a lot of questions. Like why did they fly?
Yeah.
Why did they fly?
What? If it was a do-over, and now that you see the authority that's coming in and they say, these helicopters were downed, and no one put their he was flying by sight, they circled over Glendale.
Well, he got clearance to continue to pass
via
through
sight.
Yeah.
But I know that if you say, man, if I could do that again, or how many times did they probably think, oh, we got to get there, or should we just land, or should we just land here and get a car, and and you never thought that you weren't going to make it. If somebody would have told you even more so, then you would never so-called continue on. You know what I'm saying? You would never so-called continue on, man. And it's just wild because that part is just so final. Like like the outcome is so final that there are no do-overs. You know what I'm saying? And with my mom passed, right? My brother passed, and when my mom passed, we saw like, okay, mom is sick. She's going through this. She's in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And so however you can gear or muster up some kind of strength, it still hurts, but you're like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I even knew the day before, I was like, my mom's not going to last long. Same with my brother. You know what I'm saying? I knew that my brother Keith was going to pass. I couldn't imagine if I just got a phone call. My mom was going out and my mom is gone. You know what I'm saying? I just get a phone call. My brother, he's gone. So for Vanessa to wait for her family to come back and everybody that was involved, oh, mom's got a game. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dad's got a game. They'll be back, and they're going to beat traffic. And the horrible thing about that, man, is that fog burnt off later. You know what I'm saying? It dissipated later. It was just something at that moment, and the last times I saw Kobe was at Mamba. You know what I'm saying? That's what
That's where they were going.
That's and that's what he do. That dad, coach, the man, and and he would sit there on the benches. He would coach the games. He was approachable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sit there, you watch his daughter, put up her points, man, and that's what I said. He died doing the dad thing, making sure that his baby was there and getting the team together. You know what I'm saying? And he treated that Mamba Academy and he treated that team very well, bro. I seen them a lot of places.
Definitely was the next chapter.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man.
It was the next chapter.
Yeah, and you felt it. You felt it. You felt it coming.
You wanted to see it, and even like I just think back of his retirement, how much I cried then, because I was just not ready to let him go off the court. Yeah,
man.
I wasn't.
It was heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking, and I held on to like, maybe he'll come back as a coach. Maybe he'll come back as a coach.
Yeah.
So seeing him with Gianna I was like, oh my God, like this is it. Like in some capacity, we're going to be able to see him again back in basketball. And it's devastating.
Man, I
it's
saw
sad.
Derek Fisher that Monday when he called us up. I saw him that day, and he was still, he just looked broken. And his queen told me, she said he had to pull over and he hadn't cried. And she said after he got off the phone with us, he had to pull over and he had to cry. I saw LeBron that same day as well. I saw LeBron Monday, and he just looked devastated. I couldn't even go up to LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had enough people that listened to the show or knew my connection with Kobe, so I knew what it felt like when people were like, man, you know, I'm big, I'm checking on you, you know, and it's beautiful, but I didn't want to be, you know, I don't know if LeBron needed it or didn't need it. I just was like, man, you know,
give him that space.
Yeah, give him that space.
And it's such a bittersweet feeling. Obviously, like, I feel everyone in LA is definitely hurt and mourning, and just seeing, though, everybody reacting across the world and the love that people had for him, it just really makes you think, like, damn, like, that type of love that transcends, that reaches so many different people, you know. And it's beautiful that at least he was able to make a difference and touch that many lives.
And it's not just ...
Right.
It's not just blacks. It's not just Latinos. It's not just
Everywhere.
It's not just basketball
Everywhere.
players. It's not just whites. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's like you
Everywhere.
got tennis players like, oh, I'm writing his name on my shoe. Football players. You got doctors, whoever it may be, man. Like, it's crazy.
In Italy, where he grew up.
And the message that you got from Dublin, from you know what I'm saying, with somebody that is a true hardcore fan, you know what I'm saying, and listening to us, however he's listening, you know what I'm saying. But it's just wild. I had people that literally said, man, I downloaded the iHeart app because I had to hear y'all Monday morning. Like, I had to hear what you guys had to say about it. And that was another one of the hardest shows I've done.
Exactly. It's hard, and it's been hard, to be completely honest, to go from the day that it happened to the next day to have to come into work, you know, and not been able to truly process. Like, none of us have been able to back off or just have that day to just unpack and really, I feel, mourn. Like, we have to come in here and be on, you know, and I think about that, and I just want to say thank you to all of you guys, because I know it hasn't been easy, you know. I know it's hard, you know, and we have to be here.
Sometimes I thank God through my whole career that I've had this to come to. You know what I'm saying? Like, when my mom passed on a Wednesday, I was back to work on a Friday, not because I didn't love my mom. I just needed to get back around the love, you know what I'm saying? And I felt bad that my brothers and sisters didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same way with 9/11 and talking to LA about 9/11.
You've been through so many different.
Yeah, Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Then Nipsey, you felt, y'all were with you. Y'all felt what Nipsey felt like. And then Kobe. You know, I remember these moments. I remember these shows of telling LA that my mom passed. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. I remember, you know, coming in on 9/11. And we're in a morning show meeting, and Fuzzy walks in and says, man, some idiot crashed into the Twin Tower in New York. And we're like, what? We go in, we look at the TV, and live we see the second plane come in. Immediately, we screaming, like, what is this? Talking to people, we get a line in New York where this lady, Jennifer Norwood, she's calling us, you know, what's going on out there? What do you see? And she's on the phone. And we just literally hear her start screaming.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking, and I'm saying to her, Jennifer, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she's screaming. She was like, they're jumping out of the building. They're, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are shows you remember. And I remember walking in Monday and trying to get through a Kobe Bryant show. When we cracked our mics, I was like, oh my God. Like, I want to just turn the mic off and go back home. You know what I'm saying? Go back home. But I thank people for giving us the strength. I thank y'all for giving me the strength, man.
Thank you, and
you know, and just with everything, bro. You know, you can always check in with us. You know what I'm saying? God willing, we'll be here until we're not here. You know, and all things Big Boy's Neighborhood is right there at RadioBigBoy.com. The other shows that we've done, and you know, any Kobe moments are there for you as well, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Big Boy's Neighborhood, and we are gone.